Please subscribe and ring the bell to be instantly notified of In Hindsight /Balik Tanaw episodes. Please like and share this video and all my videos across social media. Please support the show on PayPal, where you can give out any amount you want, or on Patreon. Patrons can watch Balik Tanaw /In Hindsight videos earlier than everyone else. They can see their names at the end of videos, and they can even request videos about a song, a movie, an album, a TV show, or even on one-hit wonders. For full details and to become a patron, visit patreon.com/baliktanaw. And thank you to my sibling G-G Arts for the microphone I borrowed for this video. This is a stretch, but I really want to talk about this. The question, are they a one-hit wonder? Will just be a side note for today. Welcome, I am Emir, and let's look back in hindsight. Allow me to share to you today the tragedy and the beauty behind the B-52's Cosmic Thing, an album which means so much to me, which I consider to be the perfect album. Meet the band. As usual, in no particular order: Keith Strickland, Kate Pearson, Fred Schneider, Cindy Wilson, and Ricky Wilson. No, let's be respectful this time. Here's a picture with Ricky. Why he's not in the collage and in the album I'll be talking about today is an important part of this video. Ricky and Cindy were siblings. In an interview with Chris Shiflett's Walking the Floor podcast, she recalled, quote, "Ricky is 4 years older than I was. We both saw Ed Sullivan and the Beatles on TV, and Ricky became a Beatles mania. Then he got older and learned how to play the guitar. He taught himself how to do that. He was listening to folk music like Joni Mitchell with the open tunings, and Captain Beefheart and Joan Baez. He even had an Iggy Pop record." End quote. Ricky, Cindy, and Keith all grew up in Athens. No, not that Athens, but still a place of learning. I'm talking about Athens, Georgia, United States of America. A college town, it is the home of the University of Georgia. Athens is also where REM started. It was through REM that I got to know the B-52's. I was looking for lost media when I watched Friends. Yes, that Friends. The Friends intro, which used shiny happy people instead of the Rembrandt's "I'll be there for you." Another one-hit wonder? Kate sang on Shiny Happy People. And then, Rome was recommended to me by the algorithm. Anyway, enough about me now. That's not what you're here for. The B-52's formed, maybe in 1977, as Cindy recalled. Or was it October 1976? Kate looked back on those days. Quote, "Fred and Keith used to get stoned and do poetry and play. And I had been in a band in high school, and Cindy was singing with Ricky. So we all had sort of played with each other. One night, we just started jamming after going out and drinking these flaming volcano drinks. And that became the template of the band. Most of our songs came from jamming together." End quote. Where did the name come from? In a Rolling Stone interview from 1980, my God, has it been that long? Anyway, quote, "Actually, Ricky Wilson says, the name came to Keith in a dream. Yeah, I was having this dream one night. Keith Strickland explains, it was about this lounge band that had a woman keyboard player, and she introduced the band as the B-52's. I sprang up out of the bed and said, "That's it, the B-52's." The moniker was fitting, since B-52's also happens to be Southern slang for bouffant or buffon hairdos. End quote. And then they struck gold with Rock Lobster, which I used to hear in throwback radio stations here in the Philippines. I often confuse this song with designer music. Again, the Philippine hit song is different from the hit song elsewhere. The B-52's would play in Athens, and then in Kansas City, and after that, New York. They recorded Rock Lobster, first under DB Records, and then they joined Warner Brothers Records and Island Records, re-recording the song for their self-titled album. Self-titled, huh? I wonder how much the marketing department got paid for that brilliant name. The band were introverts. They were very shy because, as Kate put it, quote, we probably kept our mouths shut because we didn't really know the music business. We thought, it's better to just not say much. I don't think we were shy so much as we were terrified, especially when we did Saturday Night Live on live TV. End quote. But they found their voice through their music. It's amazing how introverts can transform when on stage or on camera. Back to the B-52's album. Quote, it was an immediate favorite among critics. Unquote. But it was a slow climb. The group then released Wild Planet in 1980, Whammy in 1983, and Bouncing Off the Satellites in 1986. Do you want me to review any of these albums? Or maybe even their self-titled album? Then please support in Hindsight /Balik Tanaw on patreon.com/Balik Tanaw. I mentioned earlier that Ricky was not in this collage. Cindy said about him, quote, I adored my brother. He was more than a brother. He was a mentor. He was the coolest person alive. He had the greatest sense of humor and uniqueness about him. He really had a vision about him. He was one of the strongest elements in the beginning, the conception. He was everything. End quote. Note the past tense. Was, not is. Had, not has. Ricky died of AIDS in 1985 during an epidemic that, don't forget, goes on to this day. Ricky kept secret the fact that he had AIDS, fearing the stigma against AIDS patients at that time. Sadly, it was the 80s. A long period of time must pass before that stigma would be overcome. Cindy admitted that she went into depression, mourning Ricky's death. The B-52's thought that it was the end of the road for them. Quote, the band took a break, finding the idea of playing without Ricky unimaginable. We just couldn't handle it, says Pearson. End quote. Pearson, Kate. And then, quote, 2 years later, Strickland, Keith, reached out to the remaining trio to say he had coped with his grief by writing new songs. End quote. The result was Cosmic Thing, which Kate explained, quote, wasn't a plan to do this big comeback for Ricky. It really was a healing thing. It was about doing it together as a means to heal. Because after Ricky died, we have this amazing precious thing that was each other still. So we figured, let's get together and try this again. End quote. Cindy recalled, quote, we ended up writing, and it turned out this was a great way to bond back again. It felt like Ricky was in the room, and to tell you the truth, we weren't writing the album in the hopes that it would be a super colossal hit. It was very nostalgic, looking back at the good old days in Athens. End quote. Note the two themes of healing and nostalgia. But Cosmic Thing also brought new challenges to the B-52's. The band replaced their managers and moved to reprise records. Cindy stated, quote, we had to prove ourselves to the record company. It seemed like a lot of people thought we were a joke. End quote. Again, another leap of faith. Another start of something new. Was it worth it though? Let's now take a deep dive into the album. Shake That Cosmic Thing, the album opener, is a call to, well, everybody dance now. It sounds like a more festive, a more in-your-face rock lobster. And there's a reference to intercourse here too. See? No need to be vulgar. Sex is a common theme in the B-52's work. What do you think Rock Lobster is about? I already mentioned this before, but that's not the focus of today. There's also this line, quote, don't let it rest on the president's desk, unquote. The B-52's are Americans, so do they mean the White House Resolute desk, or that smaller, teeny tiny one? Desk or desk? Dry County, according to a Rolling Stone article, quote, sets the scene in the rural South, end quote. But that's not the image this song paints in my mind, because I didn't grow up in the rural South. I've never been to the rural South. I'm not American. For me, this song is a celebration of summer. School's out, so there's nothing to do but chill, relax. Don't lose your cool. Hey Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today. Dry County is a song about looking back to past out-of-school vacations. Obviously, because the B-52's were already in their 30s when they wrote this song. Or maybe they're just burnt out from work and they need a break. Or maybe it's the weekend. Hey, at least they could tell they're not stuck in the eternal Groundhog Day, which I would otherwise call the L word which must not be named. Deadbeat Club was the first Cosmic Thing song that Keith wrote. The song starts with, quote, get a job, unquote, which makes sense if you consider what Dry County is about. Someone on genius.com explained that Deadbeat Club is a take that, a criticism against calls to, quote, get a job, unquote. According to Fred, quote, we all had jobs we didn't like in the beginning. At the time, I was the mail delivery coordinator. Ricky worked at the bus station. Cindy worked at the Whirligig Luncheonette. Kate worked at the Athens Banner Herald. So it was a hobby. We had to save up money to play anywhere. End quote. Why get a job you don't enjoy anyway? Why give up your dreams and settle for an unsatisfying life? Why regret later what you could be doing now? I'd talk about how this backstory perfectly captures the growing pains of Balik Tanaw / in Hindsight. But I already talked about that in my one-hit wonder of Walk the Moon's Shut Up and Dance. Again, you're not here for that. You're not here for me. Kate explained, quote, we started realizing we had something so precious together, and Ricky's spirit returned in a way. It was a real healing process. All this stuff started coming out, conjuring up our time in Athens. End quote. Not only are the lyrics figurative, they are literal. For example, quote, normal town, unquote, is both a contrast to the B-52's image and the community in Athens. The quote, normal, unquote, is a reference to the state normal school previously there. A quote, normal school, unquote, means a school for teachers. That explains the normal in Philippine Normal University. That was your history lesson. A video from MTV in 1989 shows the band giving a tour of Athens and sharing their experiences while living there. It's a must-watch to enjoy Deadbeat Club in all its glory. Or, if you just want to hear Keith say dodos, I'm going to start calling Dunkin' Donuts that. Anyone want munchkins from dodos? Deadbeat Club is my favorite song on the album. Let me explain why through this YT comment. Quote, I'm only 16, but this song makes me nostalgic for memories I never had. End quote. That made me realize Deadbeat Club is a fitting backdrop not only to remember the past, but also to make new memories. So I replied, quote, time to make those memories. Good luck. End quote. Love Shack is also literally about a love shack. Quote, the love shack is a little old place where we can get together. Unquote. End quote, just a funky old shack. Unquote. Allegedly, the quote, love shack, unquote, was, quote, where Kate Pearson lived when she was going to the University of Georgia. They said it was the original love shack and it was where they created the hit song Rock Lobster. End quote. It burned down in 2004. Even the making of the song captures the love shack described in it. Kate explained, quote, I remember how Love Shack wasn't put together yet. And Don was the producer, and Don said how it needed a chorus. It wasn't even gonna make the album because it wasn't solidified. But after we added that chorus, bingo, here it sounds. It sounds like a hit. But we didn't aim to write hits. We aimed to heal ourselves and channel Ricky's spirit. That was the goal, and I knew his presence was there. End quote. So, I won't be surprised if indeed Love Shack, like Deadbeat Club, is also a song of nostalgia. The band looking back to the times when Ricky was with them. Well, there you go. Or, you can check Kate's explanation on the Top 2000 A Go-Go. Remember when I quoted Cindy earlier, saying that they had to prove themselves? The story of Love Shack shows that no one other than the band had any faith in it. Not the producer, not the record company, but it did well on college radio, and later, the mainstream. What do I think about Love Shack? I like it. It reminds me of one of my favorite Eraserhead songs, Toya. There's no need to be swimming in Mula to be happy. Happiness is a choice. Junebug starts with bird chirps as an actual part of the song and not noise. I was the male. Cindy works. Why? Why get a job you don't enjoy anyway? Why regret? Shut up and dance. Of Walk the Moons, Shut Up and Dance. Of Walk the Moons is a take that. Why regret later? Why regret later? Please subscribe and ring the bell to be instantly notified of In Hindsight /Balik Tanaw episodes. Please like and share this video and all my videos
across social media. Please support the show on PayPal, where you can give out any amount you want, or on Patreon. Patrons can watch Balik Tanaw / In Hindsight videos earlier than everyone else. They can see their names at the end of videos, and they can even request videos about a song, a movie, an album, a TV show, or even on one-hit wonders. For full details and to become a patron, visit patreon.com/baliktanaw. And thank you to my sibling G-G Arts for the microphone I borrowed for this video.
In an interview from 1989, Fred explained, quote, "Side 1 sorts of reflect the rural aspects, the imagery. There's a lot of, like we said before, rural and southern aspects. Junebug, which is about the river, and this wonderful character, Junebug, makes a big splash." End quote. Junebug is really the toyang of the album. Quote, "Well, don't you listen to what they say, 'cause we're a little different anyway. Ain't it the truth?" End quote. Again, nothing is original. Nothing comes from nothing. I discussed this in my fair use videos. This is another Take That, just like Deadbeat Club, and another Love Shack too. We can be happy if we choose to be. Quote, "June's imagination really drives me wild." Unquote. Imagination. Fred said, quote, "Dry County, it really sets the tone for the side 1. Side 2, with Rome, it sort of suggests a departure from that." End quote. A Rolling Stone article said, quote, "The second side takes off into more abstract realms, the wanderlust of Rome." End quote. Yep, Rome and everything else after are very different from those that came before. But Rome is not that out of reach. This is no top loader. As I said before, in my top 10 worst Philippine hit songs of 2019, this song is a metaphor for intercourse, for lovemaking. Again, no need to swear, no need to be dirty, and no need to be insulting. I also like how this song can be repurposed to inspire and lift spirits, to get up and dance, and to travel around the world without having to expose yourself to the C word. Cindy and Kate's voices really blend well, and you can appreciate it here. It's as if only one person is singing. Again, this is a case of the whole being more than the sum of their parts. Also, you can hear them smile. Yes, you can hear them smile. Just like what Sideways said about Paige O'Hara while singing Belle's I Want song. If you want to know what I mean, there's a version of Rome without any backing music. Bushfire is, as Fred explained, quote, "Journey into some mythological forest. It's an odd song, full of repulsion and attraction at the same time." End quote. The intro reminds me of modern English. It sounds menacing. And maybe that's because the bushfire is a devil in disguise, full of repulsion and attraction at the same time, as Fred explained. Maybe saying a devil in disguise is too much. Citation needed. Genius.com can't help me this time. Or maybe this is the sign that Sixpence None the Richer is looking for. The fire burns, but it feels good. Just like the story of the moth and the lamp allegedly connected to Lodi Rizal. Or for my non-Filipino viewers, just like the story of Icarus. Careful, Icarus. In Filipino, masarap ang bawal. Channel Z, according to Fred, quote, is our environmental anthem, end quote. There's a lot of environmental references in here, but this song also seems to be a pushback against the alienation caused by technology. Maybe this song from 1989 made the same observation the book Bowling Alone did in 2000. I'm not sure, because I haven't read that yet. There's this YT comment which I agree with, which I will flash on screen. Topaz is, according to Kate, quote, a place where man and woman and nature all work together in perfect harmony, end quote. But this is no environmental anthem. What is this song then, at least for me? If Rome can be considered a song about traveling, even if it's a metaphor for sex, Topaz is literally about going all around the world. A whole new world. 3 years before Aladdin and Lea Salonga. Or, as Fred stated, quote, Topaz, which is a sort of a vision of the future, end quote. I don't think we need, quote, cities by the sea, unquote, though. So much for Channel Z then. The title of the last track, Follow Your Bliss, comes from Joseph Campbell. It's supposed to be a life lesson, words to live by, if Wikipedia is correct. Hey, there are sources. This isn't a situation of citation needed. Fred calls Follow Your Bliss, the song, also a vision of the future. I'm going to be honest. I don't see it. This doesn't feel like a vision to me. What do you think, my dear viewer? Follow Your Bliss is an instrumental, the slowest song of the album. It's still a nice bop, and the fitting way to close the energy pack the B-52's comeback. Hey, when you start with a bang, it's fine to go out on a whimper. Nothing wrong with that. Fruitcake ended the same way too. In fact, this is the perfect album closer. It sounds like Nirvana. Not Nirvana. It sounds heavenly, like you're being lifted in the sky. More alapaap than alapaap. That was Cosmic Thing. A lot have said, 1, how beautiful this album is, or at least a song here is. And 2, how the B-52's bounced back after Ricky died. Cindy herself said, quote, it really is amazing that Cosmic Thing is such a happy album because it came from grief and sadness. End quote. Sorrow, loneliness, they don't have to be tear-jerkers. They don't have to be droning. They don't have to be painful. Mourning can lead to something alive, energetic, beautiful. Death is destructive, but it can be creative. There is no need to be stuck in denial or in any of the first 4 stages of grief. The B-52's show us the way here. Cosmic Thing, with its side A being a look back and its side B being a gaze forward, is a celebration of life, a soul that has passed on, gone too soon, but continues to inspire to this day. Now, let's answer that age-old question. Are the B-52's a one-hit wonder? Based on Cosmic Thing alone, and considering the definitions of a quote hit song unquote from the very first one-hit wonder? No, the B-52's is not a one-hit wonder. 3 songs from the album reached the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100. But here's the thing. None of their other songs outside Cosmic Thing did. Not even Rock Lobster reached the top 40. Why is that? Tell me in the comments below. The B-52's released Good Stuff without Cindy in 1992. After a 16-year gap, they released their first album of original material with Funplex in 2008. They made a song called Debbie about Debbie Harry of Blondie. Another one-hit wonder? Do you want me to review any of these works? Or maybe their extended play, Mesopotamia? Or maybe their albums before Cosmic Thing? You may request a review by being a patron on patreon.com/baliktanaw. Thank you.